Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel DR Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of matrices. In this particular video session we are going to discuss about the scalar multiplication and then properties of scalar multiplication, followed by matrix multiplication and properties of matrix multiplication. So let us start from the scalar multiplication. Let us consider A be any matrix and K is any scalar. K is a number which is called as the scalar. Then the matrix obtained by multiplying that scalar to each element present in the given matrix A is called as the scalar multiplication of A by the scalar multiplication of A by the scalar K, and it is denoted by Ka. So if A is a matrix of the order m cross n, then the scalar multiplication, that means Ka, scalar multiplication of the matrix A with the scalar K, that is called as Ka, is also a matrix of the order m cross n. That means A and the matrix, the newly formed matrix Ka, are of the same order m cross n. So these are the fundamental notes based upon the scalar multiplication, and we have to solve these two problems based upon the scalar multiplication. Solution: given that A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 5. Then first of all we have to find out 2A, where 2 is a scalar, or you can call it as a number, and we have to find out the scalar multiplication of the matrix A by the scalar 2. So that means we have to multiply the element 2 or the scalar 2 to each element present in the given matrix. That means 2 will be multiplied to all of the 4 elements present in the matrix of order 2. That means 2 multiplied with 2, it will give us 4, then it will 2, it is 6, it is 10. Then the second one, minus 3A. That means we have to multiply the scalar minus 3 with the each element present in the given matrix A here. So 2, 1, 3, 5, all of the 4 entries will be multiplied by the scalar minus 3. That means it will be minus 6, minus 3, minus 9, minus 15. Then the third one is here. Here we have to find out 1 by 2 multiplied with A. That means half multiplied with the matrix, even matrix 2, 1, 3, 5. Here 1 by 2 is a scalar. Then it is 1 by 2, it is 3 by 2, it is 5 by 2. And here these are the solutions for the example number 1. Then moving towards to the problem number 2. Solution: given that A is equal to 1, 2, 4, 3 and V is equal to 2, 3, 4, 6. Then here we have to find out 2A plus 3V. 2A plus 3V. Two scalars are there. The first one is 2 and the second one is 3, and we have to multiply the scalar 2 with the first matrix A, and then we have to multiply the second scalar, that is 3, with the second matrix B, and then we have to add both of the newly formed matrices. So let us multiply 2 with the first matrix. 2 multiplied with the matrix of containing the elements 1, 2, 4, 3 plus 3 multiplied with the matrix of the elements 2, 3, 4, 6. Then it will be 2, 4, 8, 6 plus 6, 9, 12, 18. Then just we have to add these two matrices and we have to find out the result here. It is 2 plus 6, it is 8. The corresponding elements will be added with each other. So 4 plus 9 it is 13, 8 plus 12 it is 20, 6 plus 18 it is 24, and here it is the resultant matrix. Then moving to the next The second one is here, and we have to find out 3a minus 2b. First of all, again we have to multiply the first scalar with the first matrix and the second scalar with the second matrix, and then we have to subtract the second newly formed second matrix from the newly formed first matrix. So 3 multiplied with 1, 2, 4, 3 minus 2 multiplied with 2, 3, 4, 6. So it is 3 and it is 6, then it is 3, 4, it is 12, then it is 9 minus 4, it is 6, 8 and is it 12. Then we have to subtract this, we have to find out the difference of these two matrices. Then 3 minus 4, it is minus 1, 6 minus 6, it is 0, 12 minus 8, it is 4, 9 minus 12, it is minus 3, and here it is the complete solution or answer of the given problem. So these are based upon the scalar multiplication. Then moving towards to the properties of scalar multiplication. Let us discuss about the properties of scalar multiplication. Let us consider two matrices A and V and also two scalars K and L. By using the two matrices and the two scalars, we have written here 6 properties of scalar multiplication. Just you have to write down and you have to remember this, because you have to apply these 6 properties in your basic problems of your fundamental mathematics. After the completion of properties of scalar multiplication, let us discuss about the matrix multiplication. That means multiplication of a matrix with another matrix and its conditions and its properties and some of the problems based upon it. Now let us discuss about the matrix multiplication. We have to consider two matrices and we have to find out the multiplication of these two matrices. But the question is here, in which condition we can multiply the two matrices? The condition is here, if the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix, in this condition only we can multiply the given two matrices. So here product AB is defined only when the number of columns in A, that means the first matrix, is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix V, then AB is defined. That is, AB exists here. If A is a matrix of the order m cross n, suppose A is a matrix of the order m cross n and V is a matrix of the order n cross p, here the multiplication of the two matrices A and V can be defined or is defined, because the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. In this condition, if they are equal with each other, then AB is defined. And then what will be the order of the resultant matrix? The order of the resultant matrix will be the rest of the two elements present here, that is M cross P. Let us consider an example. Suppose I have taken AB any matrix of the order 2 cross 3 and B is any another matrix of the order 3 cross 2. Then here you can see that the AB is defined here. That means matrix multiplication is possible. And what will be the order of the resultant matrix? First of all, you have to give a bracket here. That means give a position here so that these two elements are eliminated, because the number of columns of the first matrix is very much equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. That means you have to eliminate these two elements. Then what are the rest of the two elements present here? That is 2 cross 2. So the order of the resultant matrix is 2 cross 2. So this is the condition in which we can multiply two matrices. And what is the fundamental based upon the multiplication of two matrices? If A is a row matrix, I have taken a row matrix here, because based upon this fundamental matrix multiplication is evaluated. A is a row matrix, B is a column matrix. First of all, the question is here, is AB is defined? Is AB defined? That means matrix multiplication is possible or not possible in the given two matrices. So first of all, I have to go through the last element. The last element is here A1n, and here I have to go through the last element in the second matrix, and that is V and K. And you can see that the total number of columns of the first matrix is equal to n. The total number of rows of the second matrix is equal to n, and they are equal with each other. The number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So the matrix multiplication is possible here, or you can say that AB is defined here. And in which process we have to evaluate the multiplication of AB? By using the row, and the second phase is column. You have to go through this method. First of all, you have to position your left hand in row wise, and you have to position your right hand in column wise manner. Then you have to multiply the corresponding elements of both the matrices. That means, first of all, you have to place your left hand here along the direction of row, and you have to place your right hand along the direction of a column. Then you have to multiply the corresponding elements. First element with the first element. That means here it is the first element. First element is multiplied with the first element, and here is the result A11 B1K. Then plus, that means you have to add. Then you have to multiply the second element with the second element A12, and it is V2K. Then plus, you can also write down another element here. The third element along the row, it is A13. Just let us write down A13. The third element along the column from top to bottom, it is V3K. So you can also write down here it is V3K. So many elements are there. And the last element A1K, and here along the column the last element is BNK. That means A1N is multiplied with BNK, and here it is the resultant. The multiplication of the two matrices AB is defined here. In the product AB, A is called the prefactor, and the second matrix B is called as the postfactor. Some of the rest fundamentals are based upon this multiplication matrices are here. Let us write down them and just note them. Then let us discuss about the rest of the two properties here. If the product AB is possible, it is not necessary that product BA is possible. Let us consider an example. Let A be any matrix of the order 2 cross 3, and B be any matrix of the order 3 cross 4. And here AB is defined because the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So AB is defined here. AB is defined. But whenever we are going to calculate the matrix multiplication of BA, B is a matrix of the order 3 cross 4. We have taken it. And A is a matrix of the order 2 cross 3. And here BA is not defined because the number of columns of the first matrix is not equal to the number of rows of the second matrix A. So here BA is not defined. So here BA is not defined. So in the same process, we can define the property number 5, note number 1, and note number 2. And this is the fundamental based upon this. Then moving towards the property number 6. If AB and BA both are defined, AB may not be equal to BA, and we will see this property by considering an example later this notes. Then AB and BA both may not exist. Okay, let us consider A is a matrix of the order 3 cross 4. B is another matrix of the order 5 cross 6. Here AB is not defined. AB is not defined, as well as BA is also not defined here. And you can see the reason is here. BA is not defined. Or number of columns of the first matrix is not equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. In the case of BA, again this same case arises here. The number of columns of the first matrix is not equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So BA is not defined. So note number 3 is clear from here. Then moving to the last note here, AB and VA both may exist. Suppose I have considered the two matrices A and B are of the same order, the square matrices of the same order, or also you can write down A is a matrix of the order 2 cross 3, B is a matrix of the order 3 cross 2. Here AB and VA is defined, AB is defined, BA is also defined. Here again AB is defined, BA is defined. So in this type of matrices, matrix multiplication, in both the cases AB and VA exist here. So number 4 note is clear for you. Then the rest of the one property is here. Then if AB and BA both are defined, AB may not be equal to BA, and we have to prove this in property by considering an example as I have told already. Then moving towards to the some of the examples based upon the matrix multiplication. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 2 and V is equal to 2, 4, 3, 5, and here we have to find out AB. Again we have to go through the same procedure. First of all we have to check that if AB is defined or not defined. Here A is a matrix of the order 2 cross A, B is a matrix of the order 2 cross 2. So as the number of columns of the first matrix A is very much equal to the number of rows of the second matrix B, so AB is defined here. So let us multiply these two matrices, 1, 2, 3, 2 multiplied with 2, 4, 3, 5. Then again we have to go through the same procedure. Your left hand must be along the direction of rows from left to right, and your right hand must be placed along the column from top to bottom. That means 1, 2, these two elements, 1, 2 elements multiplied with the 2, 3, but the corresponding elements will be multiplied, and then we have to sum or we have to add the multiplications. So 1 is multiplied with 2. We have to multiply 1, 2 with 2, 3. So first of all we have to multiply 1 with 2. Then we have to add the second multiplication. That means 2 will be multiplied with 3. Then we have to just fix our left hand here, but we have to move the right hand from left to right. That means again 1, 2 will be multiplied with 4, 5. But the corresponding elements will be multiplied with each other. That means 1 will be multiplied with 4 and 2 will be multiplied with 5, and their multiplications are added with each other. So the job is done for the first row. Then we have to move the second row. That means our left hand will be placed along the second row, but our right hand will be placed along the first column. So again it is 3, 2 and 2, 3. 3, 2 and 2, 3. First element will be multiplied with the first element. Then second element will be multiplied with the second element. Then again just we have to shift our right hand towards the right hand side, and we have to write down here in this section. So 3, 2 is again this 3, 2 element is multiplied with 4, 5. That means 3 is multiplied with 4, 2 is multiplied with 5, 3 multiplied with 4 plus 2 is multiplied with 5, and it will be a 2 cross 2 matrix, because according to the rules of multiplication, just we have to write down the rest of the 2 elements in the multiplication. We have to use the number of rows of the first matrix. Then again we have to use the number of columns of the second matrix. Then it is 2 plus 6, then it is 4 plus 10, Again it is 6 plus 6, then it is 12 plus 10, and here it is 8, 14, 12, 22. And which is the value for the multiplication of A and B, that is AB, and AB is defined here. So after the completion of a multiplication of two matrices of the order 2 cross 2, then let us just move towards to the multiplication of another two matrices but of the order 3 cross 3. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 3, and it will be added with, and it will be multiplied with 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 6, 3, 2, 7. Suppose I have considered the two given matrices A and B of the same order 3 cross 3 each. Just let us multiply these two matrices 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 3. Then multiplied with the 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 6, 3, 2, 7. That is the second matrix. Again we have to go through the same procedure here. That is 1, 2, 4 multiplied with 3, 2, 3. So it is 1 multiplied with 3 plus 2 multiplied with 2 plus 4 multiplied with 3. Then we have to go through the right side part. 1 multiplied with 4, 2 multiplied with 1, then 4 multiplied with 2. Then the same row will be multiplied with the third column. That means the corresponding elements of the first row and third column. So it is 1 multiplied with 5, 2 multiplied with 6, then 4 multiplied with 7. So similarly the second row elements are here 3, 1, 5, and we have to multiply the corresponding elements of the second row with the first column, then second row with the second column, then the second row with the third column. So it will be 3 multiplied with 3 plus 1 multiplied with 2 plus 5 multiplied with 3. Then it is 3 multiplied with 4 plus 1 multiplied with 1, then 5 multiplied with 2. Then it is 3 multiplied with 5 plus 1 multiplied with 6, then 5 multiplied with 7. Then it is 2 multiplied with 3, then 1 multiplied with 2, then 3 multiplied with 3, then 2 multiplied with 4, 1 multiplied with 1, 3 multiplied with 2, then it is 2 multiplied with 5, 1 multiplied with 6, 3 multiplied with 7. So it is 3 plus 4 plus 12. It is 4 plus 2 plus 8. It is 5 plus 12 plus 28. It is 9 plus 2 plus 15. It is 12 plus 1 plus 10. It is 15 plus 6 plus 35. It is 6 plus 2 plus 9. It is 8 plus 1 plus 6. It is 10 plus 6 plus 21. Then just we have to add these elements. It is 19, 14, 45, 26, 23, 56, 'Okay, this is so this is the resultant multiplication of the two matrices of A and V. So here it is the completion of the matrix multiplication. Then moving forward to the properties of matrix multiplication. So here these are the properties of the matrix multiplication, and the first one is commutative law. Matrix multiplication is not commutative in general. In general means it is not applicable for all the cases. It is somewhere applicable and in somewhere not applicable. But generally, matrix multiplication is not commutative. That is, for any two matrices A and V where AV and VA is defined, then AV is not equal to VA. But in some cases, there is possible that it is possible that AV is equal to VA, but not in the all cases. So associative law for any three matrices A, B and C, for which A multiplied with the multiplication of VC and AB multiplied with the third matrix C both exist, then we can say that both of them are equal with each other. That means associative property is satisfied for the matrix multiplication. Then moving towards the third one, distributive laws of multiplication over addition. Matrix multiplication is distributive over matrix addition. That means two types of distributive laws are there. The first one is A multiplied with the sum of B and C gives you the result as AB added with AC. Then the second one is the sum of AB. Sum of A and B is multiplied with the third matrix C, then it gives you the result as SC added with the multiplication VC. So these are the three properties are there, and the rest of the two properties are there. We have to follow this and we have to remember this. So here these are the last two properties of the matrix multiplication. The first one is the existence of multiplicative identity. Let us consider I with the identity matrix, then and A be any matrix of the order m cross n, then the multiplication of the identity matrix with the given matrix A is very much equal to the multiplication of A with the given matrix identity matrix I gives you the same result A, but in the first one case I is a matrix of order m cross m. For this reason I have written here I subscript m, because I is a matrix of the order m cross m, so that the number of columns of the identity matrix is equal to the number of rows of the given matrix A, and the resultant matrix will be A, that is m cross n here, because you can see that the rest of the two elements are m and n. Then again for the second case, A is a matrix of the order m cross n and we have taken it. Then we have to multiply the identity matrix of the order n cross n. For this reason you can see that it will be possible that the number of columns of the given matrix A is equal to the number of rows of the matrix identity matrix. Then it is possible that the resultant matrix will be A, but of the order m cross n. And these are the fundamentals behind this property. Then at last the multiplication of a matrix with the null matrix gives you again the null matrix, and these are the this is the last properties. 5 properties are there, and then some of the notes are there. In the case of matrix multiplication, if AB is equal to 0, it is not necessary that VA is equal to 0. That means if AB is equal to 0, it is not necessary that VA will be 0, but VA is a non-zero matrix or non-null matrix. And this is the example based upon this note, and we have to solve it. Solution: given that A is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0 and V is equal to 1, 0, 0, 0. First of all, we have to find out AB here. AB is defined as 0, 1, 0, 0 multiplied with 1, 0, 0, 0. Let us multiply with these elements. It is 0, it is 0, then the multiplying. Okay, let us multiply elaborately. 0 multiplied with 1 plus 1 multiplied with 0, then 0 multiplied with 0, 1 multiplied with 0, then the second row with the first column 0 multiplied with 1 plus 0 multiplied with 0, then the second row with the second column 0 multiplied with 0 plus 0 multiplied with 0, and it gives you the null matrix 0, 0, 0, 0. That means here AV is equal to a null matrix. Now we have to evaluate the multiplication of V and A, and we have to show that it is a non-null matrix. It is not a zero matrix. So multiplying B with A, 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0, and A is here 0 1 0 0. Multiplying these two elements, 1 0 plus 0 multiplied with 0, then 1 multiplied with 1 plus 0 multiplied with 0, then 0 multiplied with 0 plus 0 multiplied with 0, then 0 multiplied with 1 plus 0 multiplied with 0. It will be 0 1 0 0, which is not a zero matrix or null matrix. That means VA is not equal to 0, and here it has been proved. Then moving towards some of the more fundamentals based upon this matrix multiplication, then we can conclude our today's video session. So coming towards the last part of this current video session, here it is the note number 2. The product of two non-zero matrices can be a zero matrix. And there are two semi-fundamental notes are there: left zero divisor, right zero divisor. What do you mean by left zero divisor? If AV gives you the zero matrix, the multiplication of A and V gives you the zero matrix, and A not equal to 0, then A is called a left zero divisor of AV. Similarly, in the case of right zero divisor, if the multiplication of A and V gives you the zero matrix and V not equal to 0, then V is called the right zero divisor of the multiplication AV. And there are some of the problems. Three problems are there. The first one is here, given that two matrices A and V are here, and we have to show that AV is a zero matrix. Here A is a non-zero matrix, B is a non-zero matrix, but we have to show that their multiplication will be a zero matrix. Okay, here is the solution. Given that A is equal to 0 1 0 2 and B is equal to 1 2 0 0. Here A not equal to 0 and B not equal to 0. That means both are not zero matrices, but we have to show that their multiplication will be a zero matrix. So first of all, we have to find out the multiplication of A and V. That means 0 1 0 2 and then 1 2 0 0. The row column, we have to go through the same approach. 0 multiplied with 1 plus 1 multiplied with 0, then 0 1 2 0, 0 multiplied with 2 plus 1 multiplied with 0, then it is 0 2 1 0, 0 multiplied with 1 plus 2 multiplied with 0, then 0 2 with 2 0, 0 multiplied with 2 plus 2 multiplied with 0, and all the elements of the resultant matrix will be in the form of 0, that is AV is equal to a zero matrix, and here it has been proved. So the example number 1 is proved here, and the rest of the two examples are taxed for you. The last two examples are taxed for you. The third example is very much equal to the first example which I have done here, and the second example you have to just find out the two types of multiplications. The first one is we have to multiply A with V, and in the second part you have to multiply V with A, and you have to show that AV is not equal to BA. So here in this particular video session we have gone through the scalar multiplication, properties of scalar multiplication, then some of the problems based upon the scalar multiplication, and at last we have seen the matrix multiplication, properties of matrix multiplication, and at last we have done some of the basic problems based upon the fundamental properties of matrix multiplication. In the next video session we are going to discuss about the matrix polynomial and transpose of a matrix. Till then, thank you.